Hi, evening. This is me tying the PR knot with the bobbin. So this is the bobbin. Tools you need are the bobbin, some toenail clippers or just line clippers, some braid cutters. I suppose you need a cigarette lighter, your fluorocarbon leader, and your braid. This isn't normally the braid that I use, but it's bright yellow over a clear fluorocarbon, so it's easy to see. So I did do one earlier for my reel I'm going to use tomorrow, but my braid is white at the moment because I'm using the multicolored stuff. So the section I'm using is white, and I did a video and you can hardly see it. So I'll do another one now with yellow. So you wind on the braid onto the bobbin, and I like to put on loads and loads and loads, probably waste a good 2 foot of it, just because I don't want it falling off and shooting across the room, or even worse if you're in the field doing it, shooting off and landing in a rock pool somewhere or in the sea and you'll never see it again. So that's, I've got quite a lot on there. So I then tighten this up nice and tight. So is that going to pull out? Maybe I'll loosen it a little bit. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so here is your fluorocarbon. So I always find it best to take it completely off the spool, because you will end up twisting it down here, and if it's loose then it ends up, all the twists just come out of it. But if you don't do that, then it gets all twisted. So I do then is put good 2 fistful of it here like this, like that, and then always have the line so it's out of the way so it doesn't catch. So what I like to do it really tight, so I start really close in, get a little more of this, and then you do your winding. So I wind like this, and it's going, I can feel it tightening down. It's really tight on the leader, really tight. I'll do probably 1.5 to 2 inches maybe, really tight. I forgot at the moment, I've got about 1 inch at the moment, about 1.5 inches. I can feel it all twisted. So there, that's that. Then if you put your finger there like that, when you start it the other way, it'll just go the opposite direction automatically. There we are. So I'm going down the knot now, so I'm backing it over myself, really, really, really tight. That's super tight on there now. Hopefully you can see all that on the video. Go on. Squeezing down on my fingers quite tight. Got it. A few more to go. That's it. Probably a little bit more. Right, there we go. Right, so that is all super tight there now. See what I say about it all twisting up? Now it's free to go. So if I hold that there like that, and do this, this should pull out quite easy now. That's nice and tight, so I will cut that off there. Always make sure you're cutting the right one. So that's my leader, main line, and this is the excess. Put the bobbin to the side. So now I have all these twists on here, the loose twists, which I want to get out if I can. Just flip the leader. I mean, I did have quite a bit of a leader line in my hand, but it does help to have quite a bit for it to be tight. Otherwise, it's not that good. If you lose grip of it, then you won't have a nice tight knot. So the PR bit is done. So it's all I need to do now is lock it off. So what I do is I do two half hitches, one way. So I've done that one that way. Keep that nice and tight. Lock that off that way. And do the other one the other way. Right, now I do what's called the Rizzuto Finish. So you do around, it's like a uni knot to start with. I do 8 turns on it, 6 to 8 turns. So I'll do 1. This is, I did this on the side of this, on the rocks, Wim's Head the other day. This was quite tricky in the wind. You know, I mean, the bobbin part of the PR knot is quite easy in the wind. I mean, because it's weighted, so it doesn't swing around in the wind. But trying to do this lock off knot is quite tricky in the wind. So it's best to practice this, because when you need it, when you need to do it outside, stood over a rock pool or whatever, you need to know what you're doing. Now you've got this loop and you kind of unwind it, keep winding so that the line goes back on itself. And this is the bit that's kind of tricky in the wind, because it just wants to upset you. Right, so now look at that little bit. If I pull that back, then the great thing about this is it makes like a ramp. It's not super tidy, unfortunately. I don't know why that's come up. I must have got a little loop that's poking through there, but if I tighten that down now, maybe I cut off my tag end a little bit too short, so I can't grip it, but there we go. You see this? You've got a little ramp here that goes up, so the knot tag end is not on the very end. The great thing about the PR knot is that the knot is all the way through, and when you pull on it, there is no like, the weakness isn't just here. It's like strength all the way through there, and grips. So if I pull that on there now, you've got this very long, very strong knot. And just tighten that down. There we are. Alright, so now I need to trim off the tag end with my very blunt braid scissors that I've hammered, and then we'll burn the end down so it's blobbed off. And this is very tricky, well, impossible in wind. So I'm going to get a windproof lighter for next time I do it outside. and then you cut this nice and short, and if you want you can blob this off as well, but I tend not to bother. So now you have a very slick leader knot. It's quite nice. So good luck, enjoy. Cheers all.